Welcome. You are live at ValerieLuvTV.com. Welcome. How you loving? This is Reverend Valerie Love at your service, divine midwife of soul destiny, Christian witch, and the author of 11 books on practical spirituality. I got one question for you. How you loving? In the hammock. This is our outdoor space. Hey, how you loving? How you loving? We hang out here. I believe this is the garden. Like I'm not a big planter of things, but people are growing things here. I'm not a big planter of things. I don't really know what these things are. And my grandmothers would not be happy. I do know that's tomatoes. My grandmothers would not be happy at me because my grandmothers, they know everything about everything. My grandmothers know every herb and bush and plant and tree. Don't you love it? But we're going to be over here in the hammock. Now let's see if I can get myself onto this hammock and have this conversation with you from the hammock. So let me put down my fruit water. I've got apple infused water. I'm going to set it in the sun so I can get even more energized. That's my pineapple, cucumber, lemon water. Day 12 of the 40-day, spiritual gangster. Y'all know my purse. Day 12. Cancel. Day 12 of the hammock. Let's see if I get in this hammock. Woo! We're going to do this teaching from the... Oh my God, I almost fell over. Okay. I just fell out the hammock. That should be a lot of fun. All right, we're going to try this again, hammock. This hammock is... Okay, that was like a surprise. All right, let's try it again. You know what? I'm going to try the other hammock because this one ain't got no love for me. Bye, hammock. Let's try this one. As y'all can see, I'm not a big hammock gal. Somehow it appears that you must balance your energy in this hammock. Wait a minute. Okay. Maybe the hammock is not a good idea today. No, we're going to sit on the sofa because I can't mess with these today. Pardon me, y'all. I'm getting myself together. Pardon me. I'm just out here on the playground getting my life instead of the hammock. Oh, look. How divine is that? I got to show you my bug friend. Look. OMG. Hi. I don't know what kind of creature that is. I'm going to let that creature have that spot. And I'm going to, hey, this is the great outdoors. And I'm going to come over to this spot. All right. We good. Let's sit here. All right. Here we are. Oh my God. How beautiful. Thank you. I insist on beauty. I insist on beauty. Beauty is a divine attribute. So we have the beautiful plants behind us. So let's go for it. So here's our teaching, how to know if you're in a cult. And I'm going to do this very swiftly because I have an 11 a.m. call that I'll be on this morning. So as you know, I was in the cult of Jehovah's Witnesses for 26 years from age 4 to age 30. And there are some identifying aspects, there are identifiers that let you know that you're in a cult. Of course, I escaped the cult. I came to my senses. I had a soul opening experience where I was in a deep, deep, deep depression. I didn't want the life I had after doing 26 years of doing everything the cult told me to do. I had a soul opening experience. I didn't want that husband. I didn't want that house. I didn't want that life. I didn't want where I was in my life. I didn't want any of it. And so my soul was just, what it looked like, this dark night of the soul that I was in, and what it looked like, this soul opening experience I was having, It looked like a depression, a deep, deep, deep depression. And I was in the bed, could not wake up, couldn't get up, couldn't hardly, I wasn't going in field service all the time like before, and they knew something was wrong with me. I had come off the pioneer list because, you know, I didn't want to be knocking on doors every 10 seconds. I didn't want to be running to the Kingdom Hall all the time. I was just done. I was just done. And I wasn't done because it was a rebellious thing. It was done because my soul stood up and said, done. Now, I hear a lot of stories from ex-JWs, and I love the stories of ex-JWs because all of us wake up in a different way, yet we wake up. All the ones that want to wake up. And so waking up, a lot of JWs woke up from something they saw in the teachings that was not quite right, that didn't set well with them. And they said, wait a minute, something, doubts, right? Doubts started to rise. And the reason doubts arise is because deep within your soul, you know the truth. You know the truth. Deep within your soul. So since deep within your soul, you know the truth, you understand the truth on a soul level, when people are telling you things that are not true, it will not resonate. It doesn't have the ring of truth. It will not resonate. And therefore, it's not going to fly. So that's the first identifier that you're in a cult. If the group of people that you are around or that you are with are telling you things and it doesn't resonate, it doesn't have resonance within your soul, pass. Just say no thank you. You don't have to fight. You don't have to tell them they're wrong. They're not wrong. They're doing what they do. You do what you do. I don't call anybody wrong. Because the 26 years that I was there, I needed to be there for the purposes of my soul. So I have no regrets. I have no, it shouldn't be that way. They shouldn't be that way. I have none. I have no judgment on anybody for anything. Do you, boo? If it doesn't resonate with your soul, say no thank you. Peacefully, gracefully, mindfully, consciously, simply say no thank you. No thank you. Now, here's the second aspect of it, because a lot of things they're going to say are not going to resonate with the truth of your own soul. Now, if you're not in touch with the truth of your own soul, you're going to have an issue, because you're going to be confused, and confusion lives in the head. And what I find is people that are not in touch with the truth of their own soul, they live in the head. They do not live, good morning, beautiful. They do not live in the deep well of the heart. See, the heart is connection straight to spirit, source, and the soul expresses right there, right? So you must be deeply in connection with that which is within. And then if people are outside you are saying things that don't line up with this, you can simply say, no, thank you. Not for me. Maybe it's for some, maybe it's for the next one or the next one. It's not for me. And you make no apology about it and you keep on about your business. Next, here's the next part of it. You know you're in a cult when they tell you you cannot look at anything other than what the cult offers you. Now, this is a sure sign you're in a cult. Sure sign you're in a cult. Because in the cult of Jehovah's Witnesses, I'm turning around to the sun. I love the facing the sun. Oh, in the cult of Jehovah's Witnesses, they tell you this. You cannot read anything other than what the cult created. You cannot go to see movies other than what the cult approves. You cannot do any activities other than the activities approved by and sanctioned by the cult. I'm going to give you examples of all of these. You cannot be with people that are not in the cult. That means including your mother, your father, your own children, your family. You cannot, and that wasn't going to never fly with me because my kids are not witnesses. I was not going to not be around my kids. That wasn't never going to fly for me. Not for me. You cannot, now it works for my brother and my sister because my brother and my sister are still there. Two of my brothers, actually. One brother, he's gay and they don't accept him. And I told him, go where you're celebrated, not where you're tolerated. Stop going places and people don't love on you. And they're telling you every 10 minutes there's something wrong with being gay, and you know you were born gay. You know as well as I do that you were born gay. I was there when you were born. I was there as you were growing up. I was there when you were 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, twirling around in the living room with your Wonder Woman outfit on. I saw it with my own eyes. My brother was born gay. Nobody's going to tell me that's a choice. I know how people come in here. Soul chose to come in this way. Souls choose to come in all kinds of sexual expressions, all kinds of relationship expressions, all colors. All souls choose all manner of wonderful things. So you're not going to tell me that gay is a choice. You're not going to tell me that. You're not going to be able to convince me of that, because I saw it with my own eyes. See, they were trying to convince me of that. They were trying to convince me you can just pray, give it to Jesus. Give what to Jesus? What is there to give? Just like one person is bisexual, one person is homosexual, one person is heterosexual, what's there to give to Jesus? Everybody's doing what they are doing from in here, some level of their own self. So I wasn't with that, right? But my brother, who's gay, still insists on trying to be in the cult. And he doesn't go to the Kingdom Hall, but he's talking to me to say, yeah, I got to go back to the Kingdom Hall. I got to go back to the Kingdom Hall. For what? Because that's the way, Jehovah's way. So now he's not even in the truth, as they say. And yet he is still having this inner turmoil about going to the Kingdom Hall. I said, let yourself off the hook and do you, boo, and be free. Free your mind. He's still, even though his body is not in the Kingdom Hall, his mind is still partly controlled by the cult, because his mind tells him that's the only true way. I said, well, you can play that game as long as you like. I already know the truth. There is no one true way. There is no one true way. There's your way, there's this way, there's this way. There's maybe 7.5 billion people on the planet. That means there's 7.5 billion paths to the divine. Go your way. There's 7.5 billion paths to the divine. We're all going to the same place, home, to source. Where else is there? Where else can you go other than to source? You're a ray of sunshine coming off the sun. There's no place for you home other than the sun. Source is home of everyone. Where else are you going to go? There ain't no up and down, heaven, hell, God, good and bad, dark and light. That all that duality stuff plays out on the planet. That's not spiritual reality in the upper realms. In the upper realms, we all know there's one source, God, Goddess, Jah, Jehovah, Krishna, Buddha, Allah, Olodumare, pure life energy, pure source energy, infinite intelligence. Whatever you want to call it, it doesn't really care what you call it. There's only one source of which we all live, breathe, and move and have our very being. So you're going to be mad at me because I pray Allah and you pray Buddha? Let's stop being ridiculous. You can pray Allah. This one can pray Buddha. This one can pray Hindu. This one can pray Hare Krishna. This one can pray. Stop it. That's how you know you're in a cult, because of the control. The control. They don't want you to do anything other than what the cult says to do. That's a cult, boo. Now, the third one is, if they tell you this is not a cult, it's definitely a cult, run for your life. It's definitely a cult. If they tell you this is not a cult, it's a cult, run for your life. Run for your life. Because anything that's not a cult wouldn't have to make it a point to tell you we're not a cult. We're not a cult. We are not a cult. And Jehovah's Witnesses have this whole dossier of information proving how they are not a cult. Run for your life. That's what I say, huh, boo? Run for your life. If anyone is trying to control you, run for your life. And that's everywhere. In a relationship, in my relationships, none of my relationships do people try to control me. I'm not having it. In none of my relationships, none of my relationships am I trying to control anyone else. Not my children, not you, not boo, not nobody. I'm not trying to control anyone. Because everyone in here, everyone on this planet is sovereign. That means you have the free will to do that which you choose to do in every moment. You have the power of choice. You have the power of choice. It's an irrevocable power. No one can take that power. God even says the angels can't even step in unless invited, unless you now the holy guardian angel that's right here over your head, of course they're not going to let things in that are not for you, because your holy guardian angel is the keeper, right? And everything that comes to your life has to get past the holy guardian angel. So besides your holy guardian angels, random angels just can't come from heaven and help you unless you choose, you ask. You are in the driver's seat. You are sovereign. So if anyone in any way tries to take your sovereignty, you already know, oh, I see what this is. Okay, bye. No, bye. Just say that. No, bye. See you. See you when I see you. Matter of fact, I might never see y'all again because this camp ain't for me. If someone is taking your sovereignty or attempting in any way to encroach on your sovereignty, I mean anywhere, in your relationships, in your home, anywhere, say, peace, I'm out. That's all. It's very simple. And people say to me a lot of things like, but Reverend Val, I live with my parents. My parents don't understand that I'm a witch and I got these tarot decks and they don't understand because they're Christian and I'm this and blah, blah, blah. And so do you realize, can I tell you what that is? And Reverend Val, I used to be there. I had a Baptist husband and I had my tarot decks hidden because the man was petrified of the tarot, but he is petrified. His fear came up in the form of resistance, hate, wrath even. It was like, ooh, wow, over a deck of cards. And if you look at a tarot deck, you're looking at a playing card deck. If you've ever held a playing card deck in your hand, you've held a tarot deck in your hand, where you think playing cards came from. But nobody thinks about that. Four suits, just like the tarot. The Fool is the Joker, just like the tarot. The Kings, the Queens, just like the tarot. But nobody ever, it's a watered down, harmless version of the tarot. Yeah, we'll just let people play with this because where do you think playing cards came from? They came from the book of tarot. But everybody will pick up a deck of playing cards and play spades and play anything. And if you look, you can play cards. You can play the same playing card games with a deck of tarot cards. Take part of the deck, 52. You can take part of the tarot deck and you could play regular playing cards with them. Just take the major arcana out of it, except the Joker. That was the Fool. They left one. They just took the major arcana out of it because the major arcana was too heavy. People it was opening portals. People couldn't even understand and fathom in their consciousness. It was just too much for common people. So they dumbed it down, watered it down, just like they do with most spiritual teachings that are too much for most people to stomach or handle or even process. It would just blow their head up. So they just made an innocuous version. This is a harmless version because we can't give you the real thing. It's almost like giving a baby, you know, the little round big spoon with the big handle, because we can't let you have a fork and knife. It's almost like giving the fifth grade, the little kindergarten children, the scissors, the big scissors that don't really cut anything. We can't give you real scissors. Well, when you grow up and you become a spiritual grown-up, they give you the real spiritual tools. They give you the real deal. Hello somebody. And trust me, it ain't nothing like what they've been handed out in church or Kingdom Hall or anywhere. Okay? So those are the three things I want to share with you. That these are signs. I'm in a cult. I need to get out. So for the answer for people, I'm going to end with this. The answer for people who say, but Reverend Val, how am I going to be able to come out because my parents this and that? This is what it really is. Thank you, Spirit, for reminding me the message. This is what it really is, beloved. This is your own inner fear keeping you paralyzed and unable to move. Don't blame it on your mother and your father that they're Christian, they don't like it. Don't blame it on your husband. He doesn't like it. Your wife, she doesn't like it. Your boo, she doesn't like it. Both your boos, he or she don't like it. Whomever you're in relationship with, the church, my church family, my friends, don't blame it on any of them. This is what it's really about. What it's really about, if it's okay for me to get in your face, is you're too damn afraid to do what your soul came here to do. Let's just drop the mic on that one. And the second you get out of your own way, stop being so freaking afraid to be a witch, an oracle, a reader, a healer, a teacher, or whatever you are. The second you get over your little tiny human self and find out it's not about you, it's about your service to humanity and the entire universe, then you will get out of your little paralyzing fear, and then you will finally get up and do something great. I'm out. Peace. I love you.